Well, good evening, everybody out there in WSLG Nation. Appreciate you coming on tonight. We're looking for really amazing things. We've got quite a few new agents that are coming on board, and we've got some really neat things that we're doing. And what we're going to be doing this evening is kind of going over the recipe. As everybody knows, when you are just cooking in the kitchen, you can make the recipe any way you want. You can watch some of the food shows on the Food Network, and there are certain things you can do any way you want when it comes to baking, and you want to end up with an eclair or a cake or some kind of a pastry, a French pastry. You follow the recipe, and if you deviate from the recipe, it fails. You get graded down. It does not taste, look, or have the texture that you were looking for, and so you follow the recipe. And one of the things that you'll find out in recruiting, if you deal with anybody from the home office, Kelly or myself or anybody else, we have a script that we go through, and Paul Kessler and several of the people that have gone through this situation have looked and tried and deviated a little bit, and it doesn't work when you deviate. When you go back to the script, amazing things happen. And so that's one of the things that our guest is going to be talking about tonight. Most of you have either met online or seen his picture in the back office. He's one of our best recruiters, and certainly one of the big gurus as far as college funding goes. This man has a wealth of experience over a number of years and great results. And as far as I've been able to find out, he's one of the best people in the country as far as having a system that works for college funding. His name is Daryl Cox. He's got that deep voice. If he ever decides that insurance isn't working out for him, I'm sure he can go into radio, and you can just listen to him all night long. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our local expert, as it were, Daryl Cox, with his recipe for doing this successfully. Take it away, Daryl.
Well, thank you very much for the introduction. Greatly appreciated. Good evening, everyone. I will get to the point and not keep this at a whole lot of chit-chat of what we're trying to accomplish tonight. I want to walk through for all the new people and for the people who've been around and have met with me and have gone through training. I'm the National Sales Director for WSLG. And so when it comes to training, I talk to everyone, I deal with everyone, and train you on our method of business and how to get things done. So the first part of what I'm going to do, I'm going to start right now, is what do we do? Okay. The first thing that we do is that we go out and we open schools. Doesn't matter how smart you are, what products you have. If you have nobody to sit in the kitchen and talk to you, or anybody to come to your restaurant, you're going to go out of business. So how do we get our leads? And that's by going out and opening private schools. Okay. In some areas, you can use public schools because it's a wealthier area. But we try and use the private schools. Why is that? Because if you can afford to send your kid to a private school, you're not going to spend $1,000 a month to send your kid to a private school, or $2,000 a month to send to a private school. And then all of a sudden, well, I paid all this money for you for your education K through 12. You're on your own in college. We're not paying for college. It just doesn't work that way. If you're investing in your child, you're going to continue to invest in your child. So that is why we do it that way. We also concentrate on working with preschool, kindergarten, elementary schools. I know a lot of people like, hey, but I have some ends at high schools and junior highs and things like that. That's not what we do. That's not our business. The reason being is because if they've already made their plans and you're a junior or senior in high school and you're trying to help these people, it's too late. They've already made the bad decision. You've already made the deal with the devil, then got to dance with who you brung, and that's it. So we try and catch people before they've made these mistakes, and that's why we go after the market that we go after. There's a reason to why what we do. There's a method to the madness in the programs that I put together. So first thing, open schools. And I train you how to do that. You're not just out on your own doing that. I train you how to go and do that. So open schools, open schools, open schools. Once the schools are open, what do? We go in and we give a presentation at the school for parents. Okay, we're not feeding them, we're not spending any money, anything along those lines. We're bringing them in, giving them the presentation, and they will make an appointment to see us. Okay? And what do I do also? I teach you the presentation and how to do it. Stick to the script. Do the presentation how I teach you to do it. You get off track, you won't get leads. Do the presentation the way it's taught, you will get leads. Simple as that. So after the leads are done and you set the appointments and they're coming to see you or you want to see them, I prefer if you have a place for them to come to see you. It works better on so many different levels because, number one, you can see more people by them coming to you instead of you driving all over town. Number two, it makes you seem more professional. You have something to offer. Okay, you're not driving out in the middle of the night, 10 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, sitting around their dinner table petting their dog talking about financial planning. Okay, they make appointments to go see their doctors. They make appointments to go see their financial advisors. How come you're not good enough for them to make an appointment? Your time is valuable, which you have to say is valuable. Okay, that's why you have them come see you. It gives you an edge there. So you make the appointment, they come see you. What happens next? You go from not just, hey, this is what we're going to do. You actually go through and teach them how money works. Okay? And we have the 4 rules of money, the myths of money. So we have 4 rules that we teach them of how to grow money properly. And once again, stick to the rules, teach them these 4 rules. I don't care if you have someone who's a day trader and has millions of dollars in their portfolio. I can guarantee you they still don't understand how these programs work when it comes to indexing and growing things tax deferred, indexing and taking it out tax free. Okay? So don't ever assume, oh, they understand money, they'll get it and so forth, or they know more than I do, so I'm not going to bring these things up. They don't. 99.9% of people have no idea how indexing works and what the beauty of it is and the power of it and how it really works. They don't know, and you're there to teach them. And the moment you stop teaching them because you think they already know, the sale is gone and the sale is lost. Okay? At that point, after you teach them how it works, then you go through and you solve their problem. You go on our calculator that we have a calculator of how their kid is, how much college is going to be, and how much it's going to cost in the future once the child attends college, whether it's 10 years, 11 years, 9 years, whatever the case is. And once again, I train you how to do that. There's training, we have videos, or I train you in person. And after we do that, then we go through the close and actually do the illustration on how to use the IUL properly. And I show you and teach you how to close and do it properly. There's a method to the madness. There's a reason for everything we say, and there's a reason for everything that we don't say. Okay? Our closing ratio, realistically, is somewhere around 80 to 85%. If you're doing this properly, your closing ratio, I'm going to say once again, 80 to 85%. These people are already putting money away. You're just showing them a better place to put their money. Okay? So then you have that closed, you've written up the deal, and you're off. Now, once you get that, you have a lot more information from them. What's going to be the tempting thing at that point is to go after all their other money. And that all that extra money is gettable. All that other money is gettable. But if you go after all that money then, you're going to lose everything. So once again, the way I train you to teach you how to close is that you close this first deal, and after it's closed, then we start moving and touching all the other monies that we already know that's on the table to another IUL, additional ones for kids, something we can use for retirement. Start moving other monies around, moving monies out of 401ks into IRAs, into annuities, things like that. All right? So that is the lineage of how it works. Okay? I talk to a lot of people. I do a lot of training. What drives me nuts, hey, can we change this? Hey, can we tweak that? The answer is no. There's no changing. There's no tweaking. Okay? It's designed the way it's designed for a reason. There's probably a gentleman that's on this call, and I'm not going to call him out by name, but he's one of my best guys and one of my superstars. We had a conversation today. We're at a school actually today, and was telling me that, Daryl, you sometimes just got to go back to the basics. When I train you how to do something, one of the big things that I teach you to do is that you never give someone two options. It drives me absolutely freaking bananas when a financial advisor, you sit down and tell someone, oh, well, you can do this, or you can choose this one. Which one do you want? They're not coming to you for choices. They're coming to you to be told what to do. If they want choices, they can go on the internet. Okay? You're the professional. You're the one guiding them. They want guidance, confidence, and the correct answer. If you don't have the correct answer and you're giving two different answers, what the hell I need you for? You don't know what the hell you're talking about, and they don't buy. So he had one person, hey, can you give me another choice to look at? Yeah, sure, there you go. Gave him another choice to look at. The worst thing that happened, that person bought by giving them two choices. Okay? So on every other deal that he did after that for the next week, what happened? He gave everybody two choices. Didn't close a damn thing. Cost him $10,000 in 1 week. Okay? Went back to doing what he was supposed to do. The same day he went back to doing what he was supposed to do, wrote up $7,000 in business that one day. So stick to the script. It works. Okay? You go around and feel, because this is the thing. You go into a coach and it's like, oh yeah, the coaching, we're going to do this. It looks great. Let's do it. But you know what? I'm kind of, I don't really want to like planting my foot that much in my golf swing, and I'm going to do this swing, but I'm going to change my footing. And so things like that, you're going to keep getting what you're getting. And it's simple as that. Once again, dead horse, not trying to keep beating it to death. Stick to what we've done. There's a reason behind it. I promise you that it works. And the reason I promise you that it works is because I do it every day. I haven't changed it up. It stays the same, and it works provenly. That's one thing. Let's move on to the next. So I know that's kind of a lot in a flow of what we're going to do. The next one I want to talk about is American National. American National, great company. Why do we use American National for the bulk of our business? Ease of business, expediency, great product, and us getting paid right away. So a couple different things. They use Nexus Lexus. Anything above $250,000 to $1 million, they use LexisNexis. And you don't necessarily need a pyramid. So if you have 10 deals, let's say 5 of them are going to sell through. Okay? Immediately get approved and issued. So let's say if you uploaded it electronically this evening, you'll have an approval tomorrow, issued the same day, and you're paid the next day into your account. Okay? Great. No muss, no fuss. 3 of those, maybe they don't hit the mark. There's something that came up. That maybe they're smoking or medication, whatever the case is. That may come up. Okay? If you have to get a pyramid, you get a pyramid. You get it done. But these pyramids, and we have companies that you can use. We kind of guide you towards, because we know people get things done. There's no waiting around 2 weeks to get a pyramid. We get these things done very, very quickly. So the other 3 deals will go through and be done, say, a week to 2 weeks. Okay? The other deals, you may need some type of medical records or order those. They suck. They'll take another month, but they're still deals. So that's why we use the company that we use. The other thing is, if you haven't, and if it's below 250,000, they don't use LexisNexis. Okay, there's no LexisNexis on it, so you don't even have to worry about that. So if it's 252, 253, lower the face amount to 250. Okay, you have something that you're writing up that it's $1,003,000. What do? You lower it to $1 million. All right. So these are just some of the things that we train and teach you how to go about this and get this whole thing done. So I'm going to go into more detail with training next week. We've done some other trainings. We're going to go into closes next week and how to close and run an illustration and so forth. And that is where we are for the day, ladies and gentlemen. So you guys all know where to find me. contact me. I know some people are in the steps of moving forward and getting more appointed and everything else, so we can go out and get training done. Let's move ahead as quickly as we can, so I can get you out there as quickly as we can. Thank you.
Outstanding. Thanks very much, Daryl. It's a pleasure working with you. And this is going to be one of our shorter webinars. We've got several coming along where we're going to be talking about the actual product and doing illustrations with American National and getting those things issued. And as you may or may not have heard before, there are a couple of tricks. Like Daryl mentioned, you can get some things issued very quickly. And the tricks like preventing the client from being surprised when their account is debited the next day and stuff like that. So there are lots of little things that little tidbits of information that'll be coming forth in subsequent webinars. But for this evening, we're going to sign off and say thanks very much for attending, and look forward to working with all of you people. And if you've not been trained with Daryl, we're in the process of getting information and time slots to you. So other than that, have a great night, and make sure that you're certified, make sure that you're appointed with American National, and we look forward to mountains of business. Thanks. Have a great evening. We'll see you in the future.